We go then. Oh, we live then, you're my right. Oh my goodness, baby. If we have to end this footage one more time, I swear I'm slapping somebody. What's going on, y'all my rights? I'm your host McGregor with me co-host Hussein.
Yes, sir.
And welcome to another episode of Thoughtful Banter. Right here was sponsored by Proper Monster.
Can they see my toesies? Okay, because I'm about to have a Mac.
Wow. Off camera right now, Hussein has his cold toes on my feet. Hey, bro, if you don't get your toes off my toes, bro. How you been, bro?
Good, bro. We've had a good run.
You had a good
nice
little run.
Yeah. January was good for us.
It's been nice. Business is booming. Still zero in the bank account in the business, in the Thoughtful Banter business account, but we're closer to getting there. 100,000 views last month.
It was like 160 or something like that.
Yeah, and we have 2 guests in the bag. As we said, right? Like, it's important. Like, it's hard to do this, but it's important whenever like we're setting goals for ourselves, not to look at things outside of our outcome. So technically, views are technically outside of our control, but we've been consistent with our uploads, and we've been consistent with like having guests on. So 2 guests already. If we keep it up, inshallah, we'll be on track to hit our goals.
Inshallah. What are we talking about today, then?
Bro, like, honestly, we've been kind of, like, bored in the sense of, like, we've been having episodes really structured, and we're not used to that. If you look at the majority of our podcasts, most of our episodes are pretty unstructured, right? And, like, I think structure is beneficial. People have been telling us, like, bro, please structure the podcast, but we get a little burnt out of the structure. We need some vibes.
So this is the reset.
This is the reset, man. Like, we're having guests on, and like when we have a guest on, it's also like we're not really fully ourselves because, of course, like I'm trying to cater to my guests, right? Like my guest has to say it's more important than me.
Yeah. Also, if we don't know them super well, you also don't really want to come out the gate swinging with McGregor impressions necessarily.
Yeah.
You know?
I'm not sure how much Chef Matthew would appreciate that. He'd be like, "You good, bro?"
You ask him a question in your McGregor voice.
To be fair, I think any guest would be like, "Bro, what are we doing, bro?" I'm like, so, question: what's your total and Muslim community right now? He'd be like, "Bro, please stop. I don't even know what you're saying." No, I thought it'd be interesting to talk about Jujutsu Kaisen. That season got wrapped up on what's it like about a month ago.
Yeah,
and,
maybe a little bit more. I mean, we're late.
Yeah, we're late.
We're late, but it was so good that we figured we could not talk about it. And plus, the people that know us in real life know that we're like pretty big anime watchers / manga readers. And because it seemed to like shake up. Jujutsu Kaisen is very popular and has gotten even more popular with the last season, so it just seems like a good thing to talk about. You want to start us off,
bro? I'll get straight to the point.
Okay. Oh yeah, spoilers for anyone who hasn't finished.
You deserve to have it spoiled.
No. Anyone who hasn't finished season 2, if you don't want to continue watching, we're going to spoil everything. So just a forewarning.
I want you to keep watching while I spoil every bit of it for you. Listen, I think. So when you start watching a season of an anime, when episodes are being released week by week, it's hard to remember how long this series is, like how long that season is.
Yeah.
But we've been given a lot on this season.
Yeah.
Like if you look at this season, we have like
it was like 20 episodes. How many episodes?
We have like around I think like more than 20. But I'm saying like in terms of what has happened, so much action, so much story, so much like that. Goodness, like the parts. It's almost like there's no filler. I think every episode has honestly felt like a banger. I'm really like what Mappa is doing is changing up the whole game because growing up right with Naruto and whatnot, there's just so much filler. Naruto's like 80% filler, bro. Of like in Shippuden, it's just filler. There is no. It feels like there's hardly any fat.
I mean, I don't know for Naruto. I don't know how close. Like when Naruto was in serialization, like the manga chapters were coming out, I don't know how close the animation was to that, which might be the reason why there's so much filler. I wasn't really hip to that kind of stuff at the time. I was just watching the anime.
Too young.
Yeah. So maybe that's the reason. I have no idea.
Well, I don't even care for the reason. I just know it was too much filler.
Yeah, it's a lot. Yeah,
and like
it's
even
like
after
40.
Naruto,
it's like 40% filler or something like that.
But even like in more recent years, like a lot of animes just have tons of filler. And it's like you have to wait for like every 7 episodes for like that good moment.
Like what?
Like
all the popular ones are pretty like all killer, no filler. Attack on Titan is just
Attack on Titan felt like a lot of filler, bro.
Season 3, there's technically no filler.
Season 3, maybe that's just the writing.
It was just more. It was just more like politics and stuff, and less like action. But it's not actually filler.
So it's not filler. So that just means like that's just my short attention span.
Yes.
Okay, that's fair. Okay, that's fair. That's fair. Then my point is diluted. I'll just say this though, this season was a banger. Honestly, it's S tier. I think it's one of the best seasons ever to be animated, unlike ever in history, just because of the god tier animation throughout the entire process. And these animators, God bless them, they are definitely working in a sweatshop, and somehow they're making episodes back to back with great animation. So in terms of animation, S tier. Story, S tier. Also adaptation. The actual like anime is better than the manga for the season.
Yeah,
like, they made improvements.
Like they made improvements. They added scenes. They added like context. Level changes. They added like they added like a whole bunch of these things that didn't exist in the anime. I'm sorry, the manga, but they made it better. Like almost every single fight, there's at least 1 or 2 parts that never happened in the manga. Like it never happened in the manga, but make it so much like better. Make it a so much better experience like as you're watching it. Like the Toji fight, like that whole part when he goes underwater and like all the fish are on him and attacking, like never happened. The level change like in the Mahito. Todo Yuji and Mahito fight, like never happened.
But it made it better.
All the switching that Todo was doing when they were like throwing rocks and stuff and like into the air, like none of that ever happened. I mean, obviously there were switches. And
also,
stuff,
the Chozo moments were enhanced, bro. Chozo was way more. Also, like I don't, you know, I'm not a manga artist. Maybe I'm just this is me like lack of my culture, but the manga's fight scenes were a bit hard to catch on like what was always happening, but when I was watching being animated, it was like really clear and obvious, right?
I mean, like the medium of manga is just hard to make fights look like a freaking movie. Like,
of course, yeah.
Here,
it's a drawing. To be fair, it's a drawing.
It is a drawing. I actually think Gege Akutami, the mangaka of Jujutsu Kaisen, does a better job than a lot of other ones.
It's fair.
But yeah, no, definitely they made it like flow pretty seamlessly together, in my opinion.
Bro, like I love how like I just love how they made Chozo. First of all, Chozo I feel like stole the spotlight. I know everyone's talking about Toji, but I feel like Chozo stole the spotlight. Like every time he was on scene, he was dogging somebody up.
Yeah.
He was dogging up Kenjaku for no reason. I mean, he didn't win, right? But like that was not in the manga.
No,
like he was really putting up a fight.
Yeah.
You know, and like
putting in work.
Yeah, I mean, Kenjaku still slapped him, but it was lit. Like he was straight bending, like he was straight bloodbending, bro. Yeah, I think it was a banger. Like I'm like I can't find anything I don't like about it. It's like a 10 out of 10.
A 10 out of 10. I mean, you did have some complaints at the beginning. Like let's go through from the hidden inventory, which was like the mini arc in the beginning, which is basically Gojo's backstory, and then into Shibuya. What did you think of like the beginning, like the first hidden inventory arc? Because I remember as you were watching, you did have some complaints.
Oh, you're right. I did. This is like a newness bias. I'm like, oh, it's all heat. Yeah. So it is annoying how in the hidden inventory arc, I feel like I wasn't fully convinced. Like you convinced me, right? But like that's you. As a viewer watching it one time, I wasn't convinced fully of Geto's whole switch to the dark side. You know, because basically what they show us is like Geto's experience of consuming the curses, right? It's just terrible. It sucks. And like it literally tastes like throw up and vomit, whatever, right? And like poop and all that. And like that's disgusting.
That's how he describes it, yeah.
Yeah, and he's like, my best friend who's like my light, stop hanging out with me because he got too strong. And he's just seeing like, so he's just on mission solo dolo. And with all of that going on, he also is like grappling with this philosophical battle in his mind of like what means are worth our goal. And because every time he deals with a curse, it causes him such physical disgust, he is ready to just like, what's the fastest way we can solve this problem? Because he's taking on himself like suffering and pain.
Yeah, he's like being directly affected by the by non-curse users, basically. Like, he's suffering, you know, like, he doesn't like eating curses, right? He gets cool powers from them, and he's able to manipulate them later, but he doesn't like it because it's disgusting. Yeah. And he's like a direct, like, recipient of the suffering that comes from non-curse users, like non-sorcerers, basically. And then not only that, he's also seeing how stupid they are. Because they're like, oh my God, you know, like, he goes to the village and save those people. Yeah, people. Yeah. He goes to the village and save those 2 girls, and he's like, you guys are idiots. Like, you're about to kill these 2 girls, and you have no idea what they're doing for you. Like, you have no idea what's going on here. So it's like, it's kind of like 2 things. So the reason I was convinced, I think you just convinced me, like, just listening to you just now, about his, like, switch. So there's that thing where he's like on the direct end of this kind of suffering from non-curse users. And then he's battling in his mind. He's like, oh, I'm a jujutsu sorcerer and I'm supposed to protect these people. And I'm also like the main one who's sucking from having to protect these people. So that's one thing. And then 2, you mentioned it also, Gojo was like the reason he was like, if I'm with Gojo, I can suck it up. Literally and physically.
So, I think, pause. I think I would be more convinced, and maybe I missed it. Maybe I have to go back and rewatch it because I planned to, but I didn't. Like straight through, like 8-hour binge. But I'm not fully convinced. I think what would have fully convinced me better was that at the beginning of the hidden inventory arc, if there was some extra foreshadowing showing like that darkness already within Geto, but it really to me just seemed like dude's an introvert, and Ghetto's like his boy.
No, yeah, I think a lot.
I want to see like that. That's like, dude, that's really been strong.
I think a lot of that stuff didn't come, like, maybe even he wasn't fully conscious of that. A lot of that stuff until after the whole Star Plasma Vessel thing. Because that was traumatizing. Like,
yeah, Tojo,
they got worked.
Tojo traumatized everybody.
Toji, he killed Geto. I mean, sorry, he killed Gojo. He killed Gojo, right? Yeah. Stabbed him in the head. Stabbed him in the neck. Yeah, stabbed him all throughout his body.
He should have done the head.
Like, this was something that was literally unfathomable to Geto, right? Like, it's just like, no way. Like, that's not happening.
He slashed Geto's like whole chest. With a
and
whole
then
X.
And then he comes down, just cooks Amanai, right? And then they were also bonding throughout that entire mission, right? So it's not just like, oh, this is just the girl that we have to protect. This is our mission. They were like spending time together. And he's like, you know, if you want to live, let us know, and we'll do it no matter the consequences. We're the strongest. Mm-hmm. And then he just sees her die in front of his eyes.
He just shot her too. That's what's crazy. Like, boom. Like, I didn't even use my heavenly restriction. Just shot her, bro. Like
with a gun.
That was unnecessary. I feel like it'd been better to stab her. Like, honestly, like, it was just the effortlessness, and he's just smiling like.
He's like, bro, you're wondering what happened. Good, yeah.
Bro, the amount of
you're wondering why I'm here, because Geto was just like he was just shook.
Wait, how?
Yeah, like
because Gojo was there. How you here?
Yeah,
because who's gonna be Gojo?
He was like, what is happening? Gojo's, I told you,
I killed your boy, bro. Yeah, that was crazy. He is such a dog.
So I think basically a lot of that stuff started coming to light after that happened, especially when Gojo comes back, kills Toji, and they get Amanai's body from like the cult of people that were like, remember, like, and he's just seeing this like low point of humanity. It is interesting because at that point Gojo's like, yo, what if I just kill all these people?
Yeah. and then he's saying that to him too, right? So like, it's kind of like maybe. So I guess you kind of convinced me a bit into it, but I think like part of maybe what all that is the whole idea of them being the strongest. Mm-hmm. Like, they have this, they're grappling with their power. Oh, this leads me to that another problem I had. But they're grappling with their power, right? But let's talk about the strongest thing, right? Because apparently, like, in Hidden Inventory arc, it's like Gojo and Geto are the strongest. Geto is not strong. I will slap Geto, me, base form Mahdi. There's listen, there's not a single bit of evidence that I've seen from the manga or from like the anime that shows Geto working anybody that's worth mentioning. Anyone tiered. The only people he massacred was a village. Was a village of civilians.
You didn't see Gojo working anyone of note either.
What do you mean?
I mean, I guess Toji, but like that Toji didn't know about his. Like, there was a whole bunch of caveats to that fight as well.
He the fact that he put up a fight against Toji means like that shows how strong Gojo was. Like Toji only beat Gojo because he was hunting
with prep time.
With prep time.
He Batmaned him.
He Batmaned him. Without prep time, he wouldn't have won.
Mm-hmm.
He literally wore out his eyes.
Because he wouldn't have had the cursed tool. He wouldn't have had like the cursed spirit that he could just like put into his body. Yeah.
I mean, even remember the initial stab? He only got there because Gojo had been awake for days with the 6 eyes, right? So the eyes missed him, right? But like,
I mean, he just wasn't using his infinity, but yeah.
But Geto, who has Geto worked? Geto's only ability is he can bring back the curses his work.
Hold on. I definitely think Geto is a fraud.
He's a fraud.
Hold on.
He's a complete fraud. Sorry,
and I definitely don't think he should have ever been special grade. Because basically the only reason even Teen Gojo was special grade was because they say like the reason like the bar to meet special grade is that you're able to like destroy a country by yourself.
What country is he working?
Hold up.
U.S.
Hold on. Let me finish.
Bro, he can't take Maryland, bro.
So Gojo,
Baltimore working him.
Gojo was basically like destined to be special grade because he has the like just if he never learned a domain, he never learned reverse curse technique. He never learned any of that. The fact that he had the 6 eyes and the limitless is like already puts him on a level beyond anyone.
Yeah, for sure.
And then like Geto, it's really just a narrative thing. Like the reason like he's even
plot armor.
It's not plot armor, but it's just that in the reason we think Geto is special grade is because in the show everyone talks about Geto being like on Teen Gojo's level.
I'm beating Geto. Base me. Like here's what I think, right? And maybe correct me if I'm wrong here. If you're a special grade, if you're a dog, even without your technique, you should be able to be a dog. Like Gojo without using purple or reverse technique can still dog everyone. Like can still dog like most of the world, right? Just hand-to-hand combat. Who would Geto dog? Yuta was 6 months in training, max. And he worked Geto. There's no excuse. And I don't care like this whole Yuta's a phenom. No, it doesn't matter.
I mean, Yuta is young. A phenom. But to your point,
why he get work?
To your point, Gojo would never have been done like that. By
no one.
Also,
like,
the potential of Geto's curse technique is also like very high. He didn't really utilize it. Like the person we see utilize Geto's curse technique to like its maximum of
Kenjaku.
It's Kenjaku.
And you know what? and this is what I'm saying. What makes you like a special grade is if you have a dog in you. Kenjaku is a freaky deaky dog. That boy a freak, Kenjaku. Oh my goodness. I can't even get right my head about what Kenjaku's really done.
Yeah.
But like when he was in when Kenjaku was in Geto's body he was like the way he was using he was only using Geto's abilities. But he was still putting in work because he was just going after it. Like the way he was fighting Chozo, just mock that. You were like, bro, slapping him, bro. He was dipping on that eel in the air, bro. Like normal Geto is just weak, soft, depressed.
Yeah.
I'm not scared.
Like to your point, it's mostly like narratively based, not really like feats based at all.
Yeah,
at all.
Todo is stronger than Geto. I'm more scared of Todo. Todo's autistic battle IQ is beating Geto's depression any day of the week.
Maybe.
This man Todo is having full-on conversations with a woman he's simping over, like 30-minute convos, like thoughtful banter long conversations in 0.002 seconds, bro. And it's absorbing information to win a battle.
To apply the strategy.
Yeah, you can't beat him.
Yeah. So, do you have any other like gripes with the hidden inventory? Or that was basically. I mean, like the Geto thing is not really an arc an arc thing. It's just
yeah.
like it's just
It's a story.
Ghetto has no feats. He has
Yeah,
no
like
reverse curse technique as far as we know. He has no
feats.
domain as far as we know.
How is he S tier?
How is he special grade? I don't know. And like
Mekumaru is stronger than Ghetto. Mekumaru is like, first of all, there's no reason for him to cook like that. Like, that didn't really make that much sense to me. Like, Mekumaru in the games got beat by Panda? By Panda? Panda is not strong. Panda is sweet. And that was just writing. Mekumaru got beat by Panda. But Mekumaru almost killed Mahito. Like first shot. And like the fact that Mekumaru was really close to beating Mahito when Yuji is Mahito's natural enemy.
That's Mahito before he's had any of like his awakenings though.
We mean not any. That was Mahito. That was Mahito. Like that's Mahito already fought Yuji once.
Not his most important one. Let's say that.
He had domain though.
Yeah.
But I'm saying Mekumaru, like anyone fighting Mahito who's not Yuji is at such a disadvantage without Sukuna.
Not necessarily
because he can't touch you.
You think Gojo is not touching Mahito's soul?
Okay, that's one person. Like that's Gojo. But I'm saying like Mahito, anyone who's like not Gojo or not Yuji, like they're at a huge like he's just so dangerous because if he touches you, you could just die on impact. Unless like you're a really high IQ sorcerer like Nanami, who like by instinct covered his soul. Mm-hmm. Like Todo and Nanami can give Mahito work, but they're not beating him. Right? So I'm saying Mekumaru almost killed Mahito.
I mean, Mekumaru had a freaking giant robot that had years and years and years and years and years of stored stored curse energy.
That robot could destroy Japan. Look at that robot. Look at that joke was insane. That's my point. But what has Ghetto done? I know we're past. I'm just saying, like, Mekumaru is S tier as far as I'm concerned, or like was going to be S tier.
Definitely not a special grade, but
what are you talking about,
bro? Every special grade that we know of is like destroying Mekumaru, no question.
Like
maybe bar Ghetto.
I don't know. I'm just saying, Mekumaru didn't need to cook like that. I feel like they did that just because, like, we're going to kill him. Let's make it go out cold.
Yeah, I mean, he has a heavenly restriction too, so
that does go crazy.
Yeah,
but yeah, I'd be like, I mean, no problems. There was that one part where like, Todo clapped and we saw no hands move and like, I don't know what was clapping because it definitely wasn't his hands.
It was his cheeks, bro.
Like maybe like, but then if that was the case, then like Boogie Woogie would have gone with his head got chopped. Yeah, like so.
No. It was either like a
they got too caught up in the scene.
Type.
Like, this show gonna cook.
Anyways, so that was the hidden inventory overall score out of 10. What do you think?
10. Like I have no like actual complaints.
10.
What's wrong? Why are you one of those people who like it can't be a 10?
Yeah, I mean, like that's kind of like my vibe.
I feel like at some point you have to give people a 10 to know like what's a 10 to you. I mean, I think a 10 is like if I am going like I don't want to skip an episode. Mm-hmm. Like I could watch the whole thing through right now. I'm pretty sure and be like, this is awesome. Like minimum talking and like the fact that again, big point is it's better than the manga slightly. Like what else do you want with them, right? Like if their studio's animating a show, that's the source material. If they improve the source material, what else can they be doing?
Yeah, okay.
It's gotta be a 10.
Let's give it 10.
Let's give it. I mean, I'm not forcing you to give it. I'm like what else? But I don't know what else I want for them.
Yeah.
And the animation was consistent. And I think you were telling me like, bro, the next one's about to be bad, bro, because people on Twitter are like striking or something once, and I was waiting for it.
But yeah.
And I was like,
no, it was like bad information. The bad translation of information. Basically, one of the guys, the episode where Maharaga, the fight with Sukuna and Maharaga, he was like, we only got finished 60% of the episode. But that's not, that was what was translated from what he said, but that's not actually what he said. He said we only got to do 60% of what we wanted to do in the episode. But that doesn't mean they didn't complete it. It's just they didn't complete their, like, they didn't fulfill their entire, like, grand vision for the episode.
60% for what these like people in Japan want to do is like 2,000% of our standards here.
Because you probably have a point. But hold on.
Their work culture.
Let's
so
go
different.
into Shibuya. going into Shibuya, starting off Shibuya, first couple episodes, what do you think?
I'm trying to remember how that started. I think they always like walked in there. I think it was definitely cool. Like, I think it was like they established Yuji's like current development for us pretty well. The fact that he just worked that grasshopper. Because what was he, a special grade? Or not a special grade, but like any curse that can talk means they're like a certain level of strength, right? I forgot the grading. Do you remember what it was?
No, I also know like it's easy. Like special grade for human sorcerers is like a lot harder to achieve than like special grade for.
He may have been a special grade.
Special grade for curses, because like that. Remember the finger bearer?
Yeah.
At the school in season 1.
Yeah.
He was a special grade.
Okay, so the grasshopper was special grade.
Probably, maybe.
So like Yuji worked him like bad, and like
I will say I didn't think. I mean, there were a lot of complaints on the internet about this too. I didn't think the animation was super clean in that one. In those first like 2 episodes, intro to Shibuya, I didn't really think the animation was like crazy.
It wasn't noticeable to me.
No, it wasn't like awful, but it wasn't what I had been used to as the standard.
Yeah.
And then basically it kicks off once Gojo arrives on the scene, right?
Yeah.
And that's when it kind of goes crazy. So what was going through, like, I had already read the manga, of course. Like, I had already read the manga. What was going through your head? Gojo's first fight on the metro comes in.
Bro, I was confused at what they're trying to do at first, because I'm like, how are they going to beat Gojo? But when it was established that like their plan was like they're really betting on Gojo's like moral compass, I was like, how he gonna do this, bro? But like I was never thinking like, bro, they're gonna beat Gojo. But like, as the fight scene progresses, right, it was clear like we don't have to beat him, we just have to hold him in this location
for X amount of time.
Yeah. What he did with the domain expansion for like a 0.1 seconds or whatever, was insane.
I did like the like juxtaposition between the morality of like Yuji, for example, and the morality of Gojo, because like Kenjaku was like, I don't know if you remember, but he was like, Gojo Satoru is, first of all, he's better by himself because he doesn't have to worry about like any of his teammates or whatever. Second of all, he's not like Yuji in that he's not. Yuji's kind of like Batman. Like, I'm never going to kill, and anything that harms innocence, like, I'm never going to do. He's like, Gojo will make sacrifices if he needs to. He'll make, like, the smallest amount he can. But if he needs to make sacrifices, he will. And so, that was, like they were, like, kind of juxtaposing that. And so they were like, we want to overwhelm him to the point where he only has 2 options. He can either open his domain. We want to put him in a moral predicament. So he can either open his domain and crush everyone that's on the outside, right? Either crush, or they get into his domain and he's just like fried their brains, right? He can either do that or he can't do that and risks a whole bunch more people dying.
That's why Kenjaku is evil, bro.
So like that's kind of like the position we want to put him in, right?
Is evil.
So it was interesting. Like there was a lot of strategy that went into that moment. Actually,
they definitely underestimated him though too. I don't even think they thought I'm not sure if they really thought Gojo has a dog in him.
Well,
like when he
to be fair, Gojo himself didn't know what the effects of that 0.0 whatever second infinite void would be.
Right?
He was like, I think.
Yeah.
Like, I'm pretty sure.
Well, if I don't do this, they're all going to die anyways.
Exactly.
So
that was the calculus he made that Yuji would never have done, which is interesting, right?
Yeah. Yuji would have. Maybe Yuji grows up later, I'm sure, but like current Yuji would just be like frozen and like.
Basically.
Like, bro, what do I do?
Yeah.
He's not mature enough. But I think Gojo's lost enough and like he understands the pain enough to like be in that predicament. I also think they underestimated Gojo in the sense of like when he crushed the Hanami, right?
Hanami,
he crushed Hanami like a bug with pressure, and Jugo was like trying to distract Gojo. Jugo was like, "Hey, Satoru and Gojo, I'm gonna burn these civilians," and he didn't even look at him. He's like, oh, like he gonna kill my boy like that, bro? He just because Gojo's just like, bro, like you guys are already gonna kill. Like it makes sense, right? Like I'm not just gonna keep jumping around. You're going to kill civilians. I'm going to kill one of y'all. Like, let's really, like, I'm going to make you scared.
Yeah.
Like, yeah.
And you also saw, like, that, like, feral side to Gojo, right? Like, Gojo, a lot of the times you never see him fight seriously. Even that in that fight, I don't think he was definitely not pushed to his limit, but he was fighting seriously. And
push
you,
his IQ limit maybe.
and you see, yeah, maybe that.
Yeah.
And you see like Gojo knows he's the strongest and enjoys being the strongest, right? like
crazy.
he enjoys being
Yeah.
that dog.
Yeah.
Like when he was killing Hanami, there was pure glee on
he
this
was.
man's face.
I'm loving
Like,
every
he
moment.
was smiling.
That
He
was
scary.
scary.
And even before that, he was like, "I've heard these are your weak spots. Let's just
Flipped them out.
Yeah,
He was like, just what I thought. You can't use the technique like what? Like as I'm.
yeah." So
Yeah.
like they were using the domain amplification to break through his infinity. And he was like, "Oh, just like I thought, you can't use your innate curse technique and your domain amplification at the same time." Right. So once, because remember, he dropped his infinity and just started fighting them with hands. And Hanami was like, "Oh, he's not using his," or she was like, "Oh, he's not using his infinity anymore. I can use my curse technique." And he was like, "Ah ha ha ha!
I'm
That's
working
what I
on it."
wanted. I baited you."
He yeah, like when he was going at like it looked like 1 billion miles per second. There's like rushing through.
After
and
he opened his
beheading.
domain.
Yeah, that was like I feel like that's like the animators really went hand with showing his feral side. And fun fact, people complain about like I don't know if you noticed like that scene being like a little dark.
Really dark. Yeah.
Apparently that scene's dark because years ago when Pokemon was being filmed and like shown on TV, there's a specific episode of Pokemon that was really bright and had a lot of lights, and a bunch of kids had like epileptic seizures.
Interesting.
And now like when it comes like broadcasting anime, like it can't like some scenes they just have to dim.
A lot of it was dim. A lot of like
Yeah.
the Shibuya arc was actually dimmed.
I think I heard that's the reason.
Interesting.
But I'm like, damn, because die watching Pokemon, that's crazy.
Yeah. And so I think that whole fight scene is interesting because you see like the two sides of Gojo. You're seeing like the part that relishes in like battle and being the strongest, and then you're also seeing the part that's like at the same time I'm a caring human and I don't want to kill
For sure.
all these people that don't deserve to die.
Yeah.
Basically. So yeah, right. I mean, like it came out the gates. It was like the 3rd episode of like the Shibuya arc itself.
Hard.
Came out the gate swinging.
Every fight scene was great, and like again, like I don't know, like Toji, like they really Toji when he's on the scene is stealing everyone. You know, he's stealing the spotlight. They also made the Toji fight scene way better when Megumi was there, when Megumi versus Toji.
Yeah.
Because like those rabbits did not need to go hard. Them rabbits, like, pat, pat, the rabbits were like throwing hands and
They were.
yeah,
Bro, and Toji freaking when he hit the stomp, he stomped and then like all the like concrete came up into the air and he's just like he's just poking them and they're
so
like
unnecessary.
bullets at the rabbits, bro. That was crazy.
that was like Superman. Like I was like, this is getting out of hand, but it was awesome. I'm not complaining.
Yeah.
I'm not complaining.
I mean, honestly, this whole arc was like great fights, and encapsulated in those fights were like good little stories and like character progression. I
And
think.
how is there so much in one arc? Like, 1 second. Keep recording. Hello? Yeah. 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 Sorry, I already got someone else. Thank you so much. Okay, thank you. Bye. Okay, sorry about that. You're saying like all these fight scenes had so many like little arcs in.
No, so like some people complain like, oh, Shibuya is like just fight scenes, and I'm like,
That's cap.
welcome to a battle shonen. Like that's number one.
Go watch a slice of life.
No.
Go watch a slice of life.
Number two, you're acting like there can't be good character writing and progression in these fight scenes. So perfect example is like what we were just talking about with the Gojo scene. And there were a lot.
Yuji, bro.
Yuji
changed in front of
another
us.
person.
Yeah.
He changed multiple times throughout. Like he just took L after L after L.
Bro,
after
he
L.
went through a whole cycle.
Yeah.
He went through I'm confident, I'm stronger now, I can work people, to like I'm gonna try, to getting dogged, to then getting so dogged that Sukuna took control. While Sukuna took control, he just witnessed like a mini genocide. Like Sukuna got like I don't know, like he like lost count of the kills, bro. He like 3 Moabs, 1 game.
3 Moabs.
He literally nuked the map. Like it was
100
insane.
plus, 150 plus.
150 plus, bro. And then he is experiencing all of that, and then he like tries to fight again, but he's just not good enough. And then my brother, my best friend.
Okay. Next major fight, because they do have the like fight between like the old guy, him and Megumi. That's not super major though. Next major fight is like Choso and Yuji. Give me your thoughts.
That fight went crazy, bro. Like, we could be here all day. I thought we were gonna record a quick episode, but like, I know. Like, I think the color for me, bro. They went crazy with the colors. Like, I feel like they added it was so much more interesting to have, like, it was like a vibe shift. Like, it was very neon. Like, the way the colors were that Megami with the Chozo Yuji fight, like the neon lights, the color switching, and like, I'm sorry, like Chozo cute, like the character design and everything. It was, bro. When Yuji was going down the steps, bro,
and he shot
before his feet even hit the ground, Chozo shot him on sight. That's what on sight is, bro. He saw his shoes. He didn't even see the face. He's like,
yeah,
it was instant.
And I really like the first person perspective they showed of Choso's like piercing blood.
It was his, bro.
It was super sick.
I'll try to play that game.
It was I know. And then the bathroom scene, brother.
It was slipping on.
Bro, that fight was so, like, again, in the manga it was like pretty short. Yuji was getting worked the entire time.
Yeah.
And in this fight, he pretty much got worked the entire time too. But they had like a lot more like maybe momentum swings or like places where you thought Yuji could win.
For sure.
Could pull it out. And even Yuji himself, he's like, he sees an opening. He's like, I can
win.
I can do it. Win.
Yeah.
And
No,
then he just gets worked.
He's your big brother, bro.
He just gets worked. And then the fight ends and Chozo has like a whole freaking flashback. And we can't even really get into that without spoiling stuff that's ahead. So we won't. But yeah.
Bro, the pill hit. What happened, bro?
So. Okay. Out of 10.
10.
Hold on. Okay. Out of 10
Sorry.
Gojo and like the disaster curses, what do you give that?
I give it like a 10.
A 10?
Yeah.
Brother, every fight can be a 10.
Why not? Let them.
What did 10 mean then?
Give the animators a break, bro.
What did 10 mean?
They hear
then?
that, they just gonna keep working on Mappa. let them say they succeeded.
I'll say
pinnacle.
I'll say that's like an 8 for me, or like a 7.5. 8.
What will make it better?
I think if there was like more hand-to-hand combat.
But was that
I'd
in the
enjoy
manga?
that.
Like,
No,
again,
no.
like, so I'm saying, like it's an adaptation.
Yeah, I mean they can adapt that in.
You want them to like really like their job isn't even to improve the manga, bro.
You're right.
Their job is to animate it.
No, I mean they're supposed to like adapt it a little bit. And I'm not saying necessarily add like a whole hand-to-hand combat scene, but even in the manga when I was reading it, like that's not like a top fight for me in Shibuya.
Oh, I see. I'm looking like how they did with it, not like was it oh, I see. Yeah, like okay, yeah, probably like an 8.
Yeah, because like if
I'm not rewatching it hella times for the fight.
Type B.
You know.
It's like everything storyline, like all that. I'll rewatch it, but like not for the fight itself.
I'm rewatching. So the Chozo fight, Chozo Yuji 10 out of 10. What about you?
Probably like a 9. It's up there.
Yeah, 9 like it's clean to the point, very crisp fight. Sukuna Jogo fight.
Sukuna Jogo.
Bro, there's so much. I didn't even think that was a 10. We can't.
I didn't think it was a 10 either.
I don't think it was a 10. I think people gassed it up.
I mean, it was cool.
Mekumaru and Sukuna. Not Mekumaru. Maharaga.
Maharaga and Sukuna.
Maharaga and Sukuna might be like a little 8, 9, 10.
Right? There's so many fights, bro. I'm just like thinking about it in my head right now. So you have hold on.
Such a good fight,
You
bro.
have Nanami,
Yeah.
Naobito, and Maki.
Who's Nahabito? Sorry.
The fast guy. The frames guy.
Okay, yeah. Oh, my bad. Yeah.
Maki, Naobito, Nanami.
Yeah. Dude, Nanami.
Versus Dagon. Who this?
Yo, I'm recording some thoughtful banter. I'm recording about the same. What's up? Say salam to the people.
My bad. Salam, people.
Yikes.
You gotta see the new episode coming up.
Sajad's coming on. Sajad's coming on next week, y'all, with Asya. He's with Arc of the Universe.
Manifesting it.
What's good? Why you calling me?
I was gonna say, what's it called? Don't forget then. That's it.
Okay. Do you want to go to the gym later with Hussein and I?
Yeah, what time?
I don't know, like in 40 minutes.
Yeah, I can make that work.
Don't make excuses, bro. People are hearing you. They're gonna say Sajad lunching.
I'll make that work.
Commit, brother. Okay, I'll see you soon. Assalamu alaikum. I'm keeping that in. That's fire.
Is it fire?
I think it's fire. The people love it.
Anyways, hold on.
Bro, people are gonna look.
So
back.
we have them versus Dagon. Another disaster occurs.
I didn't like the Dagon fights at all.
But that leads into Toji's introduction, basically.
Yeah.
So Toji gets summoned by the grandma seance with her seance technique,
He
basically
did not need to kill her.
and
Like that.
and basically
He really killed her with a punch, bro. That was unnecessary.
his
Jesus.
soul is so strong. His body is so strong that it like overwrites
the
soul of the actual dude it was.
That's insane.
And so he's basically back.
Yeah. He's back.
He's back. And he comes through the domain and fights Dagon. He has an amazing fight with Dagon.
He just works Dagon.
He just works him.
Yeah, I honestly don't think that fight was amazing.
I mean, I think it was I don't think it was like up there. Like no, I don't think it's
I don't want to watch it again.
I'd watch it again.
No, I have watched it again, but like I'm not right now burning to watch it again. I don't think the animation was that crisp. I think I just wasn't like the whole Dagon thing wasn't fascinating.
I mean, yeah, I agree. Like he wasn't that great of an enemy. I like Toji's fight with Megumi a lot more. For example,
that was probably the worst fight in the whole jump. And
Dagon
and the whole season.
Toji.
The Dagon period.
Uh-huh.
Like I was like very very like I very could care less.
Yeah, I mean we also didn't know like he was a disaster curse, but we didn't know him.
No, I just don't think he was putting in work. It was just like fish.
Well, he wasn't putting in work, but also we didn't know who he was.
I don't need to know who he was. If he put in work.
No, we need to know who he was, bro. Like he was like, "Oh, y'all killed
Hanami, right?
Y'all killed Hanami and y'all killed I don't know, someone else." He's like, "Oh, y'all killed Hanami, like this is for Hanami." You know, pull one out one time, like this is for Hanami. And I was just like, I have no like, there's nothing here. I didn't know who you were. Like it felt better when Gojo was like, when Dagon died, and Gojo was like, not Gojo, Jogo was like, these names are so dang similar.
Yeah.
Jogo was like, I'm gonna avenge you, dog. Like,
yeah.
Because I knew who Jogo was.
Bro, what's crazy is like us seeing how strong Jogo really was.
Yeah.
Like Jogo is actually like really strong. Like Gojo could destroy a few nations, bro.
Jogo, remember, first of all, Jogo was like, in terms of Sukuna fingers, how powerful do you think I am? And he said, you're probably Sukuna at about 9 fingers. 9 finger Sukuna.
9 out of 10.
9 finger Yuji Kuna.
That's really strong.
9 out of 20, but 9 finger Yuji Kuna.
Oh, he has 20 fingers?
Because he has 4 hands.
Oh, you're right. Okay, yeah.
Heian-era Sukuna had 4 hands, so he has 20 fingers.
Yeah, that makes sense. So it's like about half.
Yeah.
49%.
Yeah. 9 finger Sukuna. So that's like if you think about how many fingers we saw Sukuna have, and you're just scaling his power. So like we see him with like 3 fingers. We see him with 1 finger. We see him with 3 fingers, and then we see him with 15 fingers, right? In Shibuya, and 15 fingers Sukuna is like destroying everything.
Just slicing everything.
Like just destroying
endlessly.
Everything.
Yeah.
And then we see Jogo and also how much destruction and how effortlessly he just destroyed Nanami, Naobito.
Yeah.
And like that's crazy. Like he's super powerful, and it's interesting how you don't really, because we just see him fight Gojo.
Funny the first time.
Yeah.
And Gojo's just playing around with him.
Yeah. And Gojo's like top
Mocking
of the
him.
verse.
Yeah.
And you don't really get an idea of how top of the verse Gojo is until later, but like you understand narratively at the very least.
Yeah.
Gojo is the strongest.
Yeah.
He is the strongest. Like even like before he came into the train station, they had that little like rolling of the footage and like, who's the strongest? He's asking like all his students, and they're like, some of them like, he's an idiot, but
I'd win.
he's an idiot, but and like they just keep like they skip right before they say it, and then finally you just like, Sensei Gojo Satoru, he's the strongest.
Yeah,
and you're like Anyways, but yeah, Jogo is super powerful. Jogo comes, washes him. Nothing much to say there. The next interesting fight is Megumi and Toji. So Dagon Toji, what are you giving it? Like 6, 7?
Dagon is
the fish.
Dagon Choji. Yeah, like 6.
Okay. And then next one we go to Megumi Toji, which we already kind of talked about.
That's 10.
You think it's a 10?
Yeah, that was really hard. That was awesome. Like
it was hard. It was definitely
maybe
hard.
8, maybe more like 8.
I just think it was too short, like for me to like.
I prefer a short fight than a fight with filler in the middle of it.
That's true, but like I'm thinking of a fight like. I mean, I guess the length is not necessarily the issue because a lot of the fights were about that. I guess how long the fight went is not necessarily an issue because a lot of the fights were around that.
About the intensity
that
of
run
the fight.
time. But yeah, it is about the intensity. I don't know. It just didn't speak to me that much. Like it was cool for sure. It was cool, Toji versus Megumi, but it didn't speak to me that much until like the very end, when Toji is like realizing who Megumi is, and I think Megumi also realized who Toji was, even like a little bit.
Yeah, somehow.
He got like an idea.
Yeah.
Of who this
why would you ask me
of
that?
who this might be.
Yeah.
Yeah. Also, it was interesting.
Dogging.
Remember, they were like, Toji is basically just anyone who he sees who is the strongest.
That was so crazy.
He attacks.
That was really crazy.
And they come out of the domain.
That was so crazy.
Megumi is tired AF. Super tired.
Yeah.
From using his domain to combat Dagon. And Toji just blitzes him because he's the strongest.
You're the strongest. And that's insane.
Out of Naobito, Nanami, and Maki.
And Naobito was really strong, in my opinion.
Naobito's like considered like
he's considerable.
Yeah.
This dude's literally cutting people into frames.
Grade 1 sorcerer.
Yeah.
All of them were besides Maki were grade 1 sorcerers.
Nanami kind of sucks, but like I love him.
Put some respect on.
So hold on.
I will say.
I have to clarify that. And I think I was telling you this. Nanami is a great example of like I think his character. He is a great soldier, right? Like he's the opposite of Geto. Geto has this idea of like, oh, his special grade, but he has no provable feats. Nanami is actually on paper not strong, comparable to like almost any of the strong characters in the show. But his battle IQ and how he thinks and so going to Dagon's domain, he didn't want Megumi to be there risking his life. But the fact that he didn't stop Megumi because he knew it was the only alternative, like there's so many moves he makes. Like he is such a rational thinker. He has the ability to like he's like what you want in war. Like he literally is like, I know exactly what needs to happen. Wish sacrifice. He's not going to be so emotional that like if his comrade, who's the only person who can save the day, is risking his life for everyone, he's not going to stop that from happening because like that should happen. But he's also going to sacrifice himself if his life will like save other people. Mm-hmm. You know, like he's one of those characters who's like kind of weak, but somehow always puts up a fight. The fact that he survived Dagon's domain, like that attack, that what is it, endless fish? Was it like 7 seconds straight?
Yeah.
Like that was 7 seconds of shark straight, my guy.
And he came out of it.
Yeah, I mean, he had like half of his face missing, but he came out.
Yeah, I will say, like in the Jujutsu world's grade system, I think about it like Jujutsu belt rankings. So, for example, if you have a blue belt that competes regularly in like legitimate Jujutsu tournaments, and then you have a blue belt who's someone that's been going to the gym even 3-4 times a week consistently, and they've been doing it for 5 years, 6 years. There's like a world of difference between those two people.
Because one competes and one doesn't.
Yeah, if you compete in legitimate Jiu-Jitsu, I'm not talking about like Naga. I'm talking about like IBJJF, like as much as legit as you can get in like these big tournaments with a lot of people in these brackets, right? In these weight classes, you're just on a different level. Mm-hmm. Even if this guy has been like in the gym killing it, right? It's just a different. And that's kind of how I think of like
within his level. He's like
even within his level, he's
a dog.
Exactly.
Yeah.
So like that. That's kind of how I think about.
I like that. Yeah.
That's kind of how I think about like the grades of sorcerers. So
yeah.
Nanami's a grade 1 sorcerer. Naobito's a grade 1 sorcerer.
Yeah.
You know, these are all grade 1 sorcerers, but even within that grade 1, there's levels.
His IQ is too high.
And even within
the fact that Mahito touched him and he on instinct protected his soul subconsciously is ridiculous.
Yeah.
He should just become like Play-Doh, like everyone knows. Okay, bro. They did not need to make. Sorry, we're going back. They did not need to make him so jacked, bro. Like they literally like he's drawn skinny. They animate that one scene. That boy.
No, bro.
That boy is thick.
His forearms are like his forearms are rippling, bro. Sit down.
He wrapped his head up, bro. He's like, how many?
Where are you?
Where are they?
Sit down, bro. Sit down. Yeah, that was
Bro, this dude was like, what happened, bro? He's like, did I lose a life, bro? I just got killed on a punch, bro. That was ridiculous.
That was ridiculous. I will say, because this is kind of moving, and Haruta, the guy that Nanami fought, is also a part of this as well. The blonde dude with the interesting curse technique. He's part of like the next big fight that happens, which is Sukuna Maharaga. What did you think of not Megumi after his fight with Toji? Basically feeling the need to summon Maharaga against Haruta.
That was so stupid, bro. Just die. Like, but there's no, like, I don't care how weak Megumi is. There's no reason why he should summon and you were telling me this. When you go back, there's so many moments he's just out of spam Maharaga.
Yes, literally.
He needs to relax.
Literally.
Like, he'd be like, I don't constipate. Like, Maharaga.
Remember when they were fighting, Choso's brothers?
Yeah, he almost pulled it.
And the finger bearer was there again. It was a different one, but yeah, he was there.
Yeah.
And then he like goes to summon Maharaga, and the finger bearer like gets shook and like backs away, like jumps
he feels
away
it for a second.
And then they like show the flashback of Gojo. He's like, "You need to change your thinking, right? There's a difference between dying to win and dying even if you win."
Yeah.
Right. That was really cool. But yeah,
he clearly forgot that lesson.
It just seemed like a bit much. Like, we talk about the granny summoning Toji, like how that's extra for Nanami's student, right?
Yeah, I'm like, relax. The Nanami's student was like clearly not a character. I thought he was about to do something. He got killed, bro.
He didn't get killed, but he got.
He's alive?
Yeah, he's alive. No, yeah.
I don't know how.
For sure. It just seemed like a little bit over the top. I'm like, can you not do anything else? Like, your divine dog's not here. Like you can't summon any other Shikigami right now.
Yeah, that was ridiculous.
Any other shadow.
But he deserves. I hate him.
Naruto.
I hate him so much. I hate him so much, bro. I mean, I think we all.
But
hate
then
him.
basically that led into Sukuna versus Maharaga.
Sukuna versus Maharaga was a 10 out of 10. Like, the way they made Yuji look different somehow.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, they made him look like older,
like evil. Like,
yeah.
but like it's him. But like, that fight was amazing. Gosh, that went hard, bro.
It was, and what I found was interesting was two things. One, Sukuna was like, Sukuna's never gonna say someone can outright beat him, right? But remember when Megumi almost summoned it with Sukuna at the prison? That was like 3-finger Sukuna. Sukuna was like, if you had been summoned there, you might have beaten me. Remember he says that about Maharaga.
Mm-hmm. You got work.
No, you would have
got work.
gotten
You're
work.
like 10 times stronger now they were then, and you barely beat him this time. But he literally, like, if he had used everything initially, Maharaga would have won.
So that's the second thing, because Sukuna also gambled. He was like, I have 2 different slashes. I have cleave and dismantle, and they do two different things. But if Maharaga has adapted to slashes, period, then I'm effed.
I'm gone.
Like, he very well could have died.
And side note, like, as an anime watcher, Hussein's like manga guy. So like, I've read some of the manga, but like as of now, I haven't read to understand like how Sukuna is just able to use Jogo's ability, right? But like even then, you could say like without that, he would have lost too.
I was gonna say because it was the Fuga.
Yeah,
it was the arrow that killed him.
Yeah, and I'm like, how is he just? Is he like Yuta? Can he just take abilities? Like, I don't. Anyways, I mean, like, cold, right? That was a 10 out of 10.
I mean, we don't know why. Like, even now, there's like an instance where like I don't know what the conditions are for him to use this. Basically, I'm not gonna think about it because like I can't account for it.
Don't make yourself.
No. It's like this is a character talking about Sukuna.
Okay.
Yeah. So like we don't really know what that fire arrow is, what its requirements are, how he can use it. We don't know.
He's just like that.
Yeah, he's just him.
Yeah, and like so that was a 10. The last one, Yuji/Todo versus Mahito. I'm sorry, that was a 10. The whole thing, the several episodes. Because like it's just back-to-back combat. The pace is high, and they just do not let up. And like there's so many like like you said earlier, like the scenes changing, right? The scenery
Closer to your
changing.
Put it closer to your mouth.
The scenery changing, and like just even like Mahito changing, like when he pulls that form out at the end, the whole thing goes so hard. And at the end, like Yuji's about to take a step and his leg stops and he starts slamming on his leg like, bro, am I giving out? And then same thing happens to Mahito, but then he's like, we're both, what does he say?
I don't remember.
We're both rimming with energy.
Yeah.
And like Mahito is just like the fact that Mahito's like discovering his soul
Yeah.
during the whole process. But Yuji's change at the end, going back to like how much Yuji's changed as a character when he's just like, bro, like we is the same, bro.
Yeah.
Like, but like, and I was trying to tell.
Hold on. Before you get there,
and
you can give me like your cog in the system. You can give me your Islamic perspective on this.
Yeah.
Like, just to wrap it all in, right?
Yeah.
As we like, we should probably start wrapping up the podcast now.
Yeah.
As we wrap it up, this went a lot longer than I thought it would.
Yeah, I was like, well, I'm upset.
But first, we just have to like give the nod to Toto and Irwin. Captain Irwin from Attack on Titan.
Yeah.
Because Toto just embodied that Irwin energy. Irwin's like,
same studio, bro.
I mean, it was when this speech
right.
was made with Irwin. But, Toto comes in and he's like, what did he say? The Geon bells echo the impermanence of all things. And he's like, and it signals that all things are temporary or whatever.
The impermanence of everything.
Yeah, the impermanence of everything. But we are the exception. So first that, like, just
entrance
cold.
is insane.
Just coldest entrance. And then basically he walks up to Yuji, who's literally like
crying, bro.
like his soul has been shattered.
Yeah.
Because not only was he helpless watching Sukuna massacre all these people, then he comes down on the metro to the scene of Mahito's hand just against Nanami's back.
And then Nobara's back too. Nobara's face.
Oh, and then he sees Nobara get.
This is back to back. I'm not enough.
Exactly.
And because it's so crazy, because like literally, like we are weeps, bro. Wow, it's so crazy because like literally, like his only promise to his grandfather was like save people. I want to save people. So far, he hasn't saved no one, bro. Even back to like the kid who when Mahito Junpei, like. Poor Yuji.
He couldn't save him.
It's been a whole season and like he hasn't been able to save anybody. And he's so strong, like it doesn't feel like it's for anything. I mean, he's probably thinking like it's better if I'm dead. Yeah. Because then Sukuna is dead.
At those moments, yeah.
Yeah, kill me.
At that moment.
Like kill me, bro. I can't save anybody. Sukuna takes over my body.
Doesn't he even say like I should have been executed or something like
that? Yeah, probably.
Which is what they wanted to do in the beginning.
Yeah.
So yeah, I mean, crazy. So then, Toto comes on the scene, gives him his encouragement. The sorcerers live on in us, basically. Yeah. He's like, was it a waste? No.
Literally.
He gives him the Irwin speech, bro.
It was literally the Irwin speech, bro. He woke that boy up. What's crazy is like, bro, Yuji and Toto don't even say anything to each other when they fight dudes, bro.
No, they don't.
They're just working off of each other. It's so crazy. Like the fact that Toto, like, he bought enough time for Yuji to like clean up his tears and blow his nose, and he just clapped randomly, and Yuji is already charging up a fist.
Like how did he even look back? I don't know. Did we see that?
It was just the time, bro. Like, obviously I was gonna be like he's looking for like, but no, bro. Like they're just so coordinated. They don't even say a word to each other.
We just got to talk about like how much like. How crazy Toto is, because Toto knows that he can't hurt Mahito.
Yeah.
And he knows that if he gets touched by Mahito, he's pretty much done.
Yeah.
And yet, while Yuji's recovering, he just charges head first. Like, he does not care.
Well, he's a dog because he's a doggy dog with his ability, bro. The fact that he switched places,
does not care.
Switched places with the healer dude, and then switched at Joan back,
and then just kicked though.
Yeah. And Mahito is just like was like so impressed by
even
Toto.
like at the very end when Yuji throws the stone, which didn't happen in the manga, by the way.
Yeah,
Yuji throws the stone and then
he went plus ultra, bro.
Toto goes plus ultra, again autism attack, like, and then hits the black flash.
Oh,
like all up in
he's
the air.
Literally, bro, like. like he has issues, bro. Like he's in the middle of a fight, seeing like some K-pop star he's obsessed with, bro.
Just like autism attack in mid flight to hit a Black Flash. Hits the Black Flash. The Black Flash doesn't do anything to Mahito.
Well, it does. It wears him out.
Yeah, well, it uses curse energy.
It
wears out his curse energy and stuff.
But it doesn't hurt him.
But it doesn't hurt him. Yeah.
Yeah.
But still, and then like the very end of that episode, they show the 3-panel shot.
Bro.
Because of the Black Flashes, because all three of them hit Black Flashes in that fight.
Yeah.
Like it's like all of them have brought out 120% of their potential.
Bro,
Like,
what's crazy is when his hand is chopped off. And when Mahito, first of all,
we're jumping.
Ah, it's too much.
I know, it's so much to cover.
We have to wrap up though.
That was the end of that episode.
Yeah.
Next episode, basically
The running of the train.
The fight concludes. Yeah. So I don't know. Just start where you were.
Just now.
Yeah.
So like again, Mahito. I hate Mahito, but he's such a dog.
And he was
because
very,
he just
very,
learns.
like he's like the best written. I think
Villain.
he's one of the best written villains even now.
In the show.
In the show, yeah. In the series.
I want to talk about that more, but like I know we gotta start wrapping up. But like yeah, like his like Full Metal Alchemist. You get me started. Like you know how in Full Metal Alchemist the homunculi are like 7 deadly sins, and like I feel like he's like a homunculus in that sense because he's the curse that's most like humans, and he hates humans the most because he's most like humans. Like, and anyways, the fact that he learned, like, he got inspiration from Gojo's 1 second use of his domain. He's like, oh, I can't use a domain because Yuji here, and Sukuna's and Yuji. Nah, I'd win. And he uses it for a second, and he's looking at Sukuna like talking smack. Like, you ain't going to do nothing right now because I already stopped this show.
Sukuna was like, you have the guts to show up here again?
Like, Sukuna's like, next time you pull up, bro, I'm going to kill you. Just for touching me. Yeah. Like, don't touch me, bro.
Remember the first time Mahito tries to touch Sukuna, like, tries to touch Yuji's soul and ends up trying to touch Sukuna's soul. Mm-hmm. And he just gets, like, sucked into this, like, world. And Sukuna's like, yo, next time you touch my soul, bro, like, next time you try to touch my soul, I will kill you.
Like, he's like, you didn't know, bro? I understand you didn't know. And you were cursed, and I hate Yuji. So keep doing your thing, but don't touch me again, bro.
Like I will murk you, bro.
The second time he cut him, bro. I was like, I'm gonna cut you, bro. I think the third time he may have killed him.
Yeah, he would have.
Yeah, like that. Like seriously,
if he had opened that domain for a 0.2 longer than he did, Sukuna would have killed him.
But the fact that Mahito was talking smack to Sukuna frozen, he's like,
no,
bro.
It was cold. It was cold.
It was definitely cold. Like Mahito has that dog in him.
Yeah.
But
not enough though.
Yeah, not enough. But the way he cut, so he activated his domain long enough to
use the idle transfiguration
on Todo. Went for his arm instead of his head. But anyways,
he just wanted him to stop using Boogie Woogie.
He just killed him. Anyway, I don't know. Like, anyways, writing. I'm okay with it.
So heat of the moment.
So he cuts off his hand. He cuts off his hand. First of all, he cutting off his own hand is a feat. Period. He sliced off his hand, and Mahito's coming at him like full speed, and he again has his like autistic revelation, and he slaps his hand against Mahito. And Mahito's just dumbfounded. Like, what did he do, bro? And he switches places. And how is Yuji even ready for that?
Again, who knows?
Bro, they must be linked somehow. Like, I don't know. Kenjaku was really busy. Somehow, bro. So that was just a 10 out of 10. And then, like, Yuji picks up the rest of the fight. What do you think about that?
I mean, I like the symbolic, like, kind of narrative stuff that was going on more than, like, the fight specifically. I did like how they roped Todo back in. He's like, "Oh, Curse, you think you need a?" And it was like a callback to Hunter, because remember, Meruem cuts off Netero's arm, and then Netero's like,
"Oh yeah,
you think I need 2 arms to pray?" I remember, because like his whole thing was that with the Bodhisattva.
It's in the soul,
like,
dog.
You think I need 2 arms to pray? Like I got this is from the heart, bro. Like I got this. And so like they make that callback.
The king was shook at that. Like, humans are different.
We make that callback with Todo, except this time, as far as we understand, Boogie Woogie actually doesn't work anymore. But he's like, yeah, you think I need 2 hands for applause? Applause comes from the
Literally,
soul.
applause.
And so Mahito, he aims his punch, and I think they showed this really well in the anime, and I didn't quite get it in the manga, honestly, like from what was drawn. But when Mahito notices Todo, instead of throwing his punch where Yuji is, he throws his punch where he thinks Yuji is going to be, which is behind him. And in the anime, they show it well because he actually shifts his like target. You can see him like change his target, and then Yuji stays in the same spot because even when Todo claps, it doesn't work. And then Yuji just hits him in the side.
Yeah.
Now talk about the I'm you.
Yeah, I think the I'm you was crazy. Like it's the obvious part is like the I'm the wolf, bro. Like, but I feel like it was interesting because they're kind of showing strength. But I feel like as a Muslim watching it, like I was getting the Islamic metaphor of like, dude, because Mahito is evil. At the end of the day, like in terms of our spirits, you're the nature of your soul is you're this weak rabbit. And
there the symbolism.
I'm a wolf.
The symbolism was crazy
because he's evil. Like Mahito isn't a rabbit. He's a dog. You know what I'm saying? Like he's really strong. But like it was like spiritually. Like Yuji is at the end of the day like I'm better because I'm the good guy. And I think it was really interesting when
I'm on the right team.
I'm on God's team, right? And like I think it was really back on that I'm on God's team. Like when we're having that conversation with Sayed, like we don't always know what's gonna happen, but like we just know we're on Allah's team. We're gonna try our best, and God's team doesn't lose. And
Yuji was the embodiment of that.
Yeah,
because when he was saying, continue.
No, it was Yuji was talking about I don't need to know what my actions will do. Like I don't know what my place in the system is. I'm a cog in the system. All I know is I'm here to kill curses, and you're my enemy. And I don't know what my place is now, but maybe in 1,000 years, it will all make sense. And I think, like, I was trying to tell the youth this. They're laughing because some kids at Sunday school. It's like, that's the embodiment of faith, I think, because faith is faith. Faith isn't facts. It's like, I don't know what the goal is right now, but I know I'm going to try my best, and I'm going to try to serve Allah. And maybe in 1,000 years, they'll say, oh, yeah, these Muslims did this thing. It's really great and it did this. But at the time, we didn't know what we were doing. We're just protesting free Palestine. Oh, it's not going to work. The boycott is not going to work. I don't care. So what? I'm a cog. I'm a cog in God's system. And maybe in 1,000 years, they'll say, yeah, these people did this. And like because of this movement, this thing happened. But we don't know. But God's planning. And I feel like Yuji did that.
Yeah. Yeah, I mean... And that was a perfect way to wrap up this episode. So Yuji versus Mahito, as far as like all the narrative things that were going on, the themes that were going on, the symbolism, all of that. I think that has to be at the top of the list,
10.
Honestly.
Yeah.
For the Shibuya arc, and that closes it up. Obviously, there was some other stuff with like Kinjaku and stuff, but we don't need to get into that because especially a lot of that's more like plot dense, and you start getting into details of the culling game, which gets confusing. I will say
it was like it was a good end to it though.
Yeah.
Like that Chozo Kinjaku moment that we already talked about. That was great.
Yeah.
That was great.
So yeah, that was our recap of Jujutsu Kaisen season 2.
So what would your overall ranking be for the entire season?
Entire season? Yeah, like a 9. Maybe.
Yeah,
like a 9.
I respect
9
a 9. I'll give it a 10.
Yeah.
Just because I can't think of anything better right now.
Yeah, as for like relative to itself, like I'm not comparing it to like other
animes.
Yeah, I mean like even probably I'm just thinking about like what it like from season 1 to season 2.
Yeah.
There was like a vast improvement.
Yeah.
And season 1 was already really
I didn't even
good.
need the improvement.
Yeah, like
it wasn't even necessary.
It was already really good.
Yeah.
You know?
So 10. 10 for me.
And Shibuya is definitely, even in the manga, one of the best. So it's like Shibuya and the Culling games, which comes right after Shibuya.
I'm reading that now.
That are like, top 2.
Yeah, for sure.
But yeah, thank you guys for listening to our recap of Jujutsu Kaisen Season 2. This has been the Thoughtful Banter Podcast. Hope you guys enjoyed. We'll see you next week. Peace.
Peace out.